What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. Appreciate everybody who tuned in today. I got my guys on here today. I got E-Man on here. I got Corey. I got Tunk. I got Clayton and myself, man. We look forward. We got a lot to cover today. A lot to cover. And so before we start talking about football and college football and the games that was played yesterday, I want to talk about the that recent controversy that was going on with Angel Reese, the guy. Do y'all know the comedian? What's his name? Charleston White. Y'all know Charleston White?
Yeah.
Did y'all hear the comments he made about, for lack of a better word, that Angel Reese is trying to sell sex? She's not really interested in basketball.
Absolutely.
I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear that? Well, yeah, he was on what was that? The 520 podcast with and he said that he made some comments about Angel Reese saying that she basically not trying to sell, she's not focused on basketball. She mainly just trying to sell sex. And so my thing is with that, like, now I'm not a fan. I don't really dig Charleston White because I don't think he's a comedian. I think he's more so of a I don't know, like more so of like a shock jock or something like that, right? Because I think he get comedy confused with insults. You know what I mean? He really don't say nothing funny. He just mainly just insult people, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Right. It's I just think that like there's an art to comedy, and that's not a talent I don't think he possessed. Anyway, the comments, a lot of people, some people were more like upset about him talking about Angel Reese as far as she's just trying to sell sex. And he's not the first person to say that about her, right? And so I think there's a fine line between like trying to promote your outside business or off the court, endeavors. And so that's like where my concern is, like I think, and a lot of people think that her main focus should be basketball. You know what I mean? Like, can she be the best player that she can be with so much attention given to some of these like off the court endeavors? What y'all think about, like the situation with her and Charleston White?
Well, see, I mean, Charleston White got a point. If you ever looked at her podcast, it is a lot of sexual orientated type. How can I say it? Stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of topics and stuff going on. But to me, that's not even. I think the reason that she's doing this and the reason she's going down this path is because of money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, she's doing what she can do to get that bag. That's what she was taught. That's what she's doing. And the WNBA is not giving her that bag, whereas though, I can't do nothing else, or I don't need to do nothing else. It's been a long history with the WNBA where women is going, coming out of the WNBA season, going overseas and playing, doing other things to supplement income. Mm-hmm. And this is her way. I mean, I can't fault her for doing that, but you know what I'm saying? If she's trying to be the best that she can be in the WNBA, I need to see more practice and more basketball type situations out of her and less podcast situations out of her. Yeah. So I mean, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, is because I saw something on social media yesterday that Shaquille O'Neal had shot his shot at her a few times. I don't know if it was like a jokingly thing or not, but he shot his shot at her a few times. I don't know if it was to buy sex from her or whatever, but he was like more or less hitting on her a few times, and
I think he was joking.
She had put her like screenshotted some of his attempts that he reached out to her on social media. So I thought that was kind of whack, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but I think the Shaquille thing that happened some time back, and they was doing the podcast together, and people thought it was a little cringe because he projected himself as a mentor to her, like a big brother, father figure type, because he walked out on senior day, and then to have him make some of them comments on our podcast, people was a little like, that seemed a little cringe-worthy, a little creepy. and it seemed like he was, crossing the line a little bit. But for the most part, I wouldn't necessarily put that on Shaq, like, and say that he definitely shot his shot. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that, but
that's how social media had, you know what I mean? Because you knew more about that, and it was just funny you brought that. I mean, because it's ironic that this topic is what it is, and it just like she showed those screens, so I didn't know the timeline of that. You know what I mean? But it just was a little strange to me, because I mean, like he's been in my eyes a mentor to her. To me, that's what I look. That's how I looked at it.
I think with Angel though, Angel brought this into the W with her. Like she started this social media stuff in college. She did a lot of modeling. So she's into modeling and stuff like that. And, we all know modeling can get kind of risque and sexy at times and things of this nature. So that's part of what built her, her brand. And that's part of her brand. So, she brought it into the league. So it's hard, it's going to be hard for her to walk away from that and be totally devoted to that when in college she saw some success while doing both. Now, don't get me wrong, the pro level is a whole nother level. But once if a person got in their mind that they can do both things, or they can do multiple things, then, who am I to tell them not to? But I understand the fans and saying, where her focus is and where her focus should be, in terms of, competing on a high level and being a superstar in the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? So, I try to stay away from that whole situation, with the comments that Charleston made and stuff like that. It's like to say what she wants to do. He don't really know what she wants to do. That, that was a little bit much, a little bit, too crass in my opinion. He went real hard in the paint on that. And
well, let me ask y'all this though. Can Angel Reese, can she complain about, because after, at one press conference, she spoke about like people sexualizing her. Right? So can you, and I remember even before her senior year in college, we did a podcast and we spoke about like, once they won a championship in LSU, most of like her off season was mainly about her and on being on vacation and posting a lot of sexy pictures with her and the young man that she was dating at that time, right? And then so I said, like, in contrast, the other girl, Caitlin Clark, was mainly everything she posted was about her being in the gym. So like you said, Clayton, she bought this from college. And so can she complain about being sexualized if most of what she posts is her in like evening gowns and bathing suits and stuff like that? Can she complain about that?
Well, see that Corey.
I would say no.
Somebody froze
because
up.
I mean, I think that's what she wants, and that's just like, and then I'm gonna switch it real quick to like the Taylor Swift situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you get into social media and you start putting your life out there in front of the world, and then you showing the world what you want the world to see, then you're subject to whatever comes with that. And that's what she's been doing since college.
But see, but it goes a little bit deeper than that, though, because a lot of women, especially, and I mean, I'm gonna put it out there because that's what I do. A lot of black women, subject themselves to that sometimes. They don't want to be. I mean, listen. I mean, look, they don't want to be justified as a sex symbol, but they'll do things that make them feel sexy, make them look sexy, and make them be appealing to guys. You know what I'm saying, or to girls, or however you want to do it.
And then competing with other women.
Right, and then when a guy say something like that, like, yo, I think you sexier as a sex symbol than a ball player, then she feels as though, oh, well, why are you subjecting me to that type of situation? But sometimes you do that. Sometimes that's what people do to themselves sometimes, because they don't understand exactly what's going on. If you put it out there in the world that you're sexy and that's the image that you don't portray, and then somebody calls you sexy, you got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you put it out there, that you sexy and somebody like, yo, you ugly as shit, then that's a whole different problem. Now you got an attitude.
Well, let me jump in here on that, right? Because I think Clayton said, I'm not sure, but you know, she was doing it in college as well. You know what I'm saying? And she was able to, you know what I mean, have both feet, you know what I'm saying, in each side, you know what I'm saying, the basketball side of it and the modeling side of it. And once you do that, you know what I mean, you got to deal with, you know what I mean, being objectified to a certain degree. You understand what I'm saying? That just comes with it. Now, of course, you know what I mean, some people go overboard and things like that, you know, but that's just part of it. And I think she's more inclined because, like man said, that's where the money really is, that modeling thing. I think she might just do the basketball thing just to tap into a wider audience to get a bigger following. So when she does go over to modeling full time or whatever, she'll have that type of fanfare to go along with it.
Right.
Well, let me ask y'all this, right? Because now Angel Reese is not the only female who like lean into like the sexualizing and she's not the only female who do that, right? And so do y'all remember the young lady played tennis? What was her name? Anna Kournikova back in the day. And it was an issue. It was an issue about Anna Kournikova. She was getting a whole bunch of sponsorships because she's an attractive young lady, and she was a tennis player, but she wasn't a good tennis player, right?
Yeah,
she wasn't on the level of those what is it? The Williams girls. She wasn't on their level, and she was getting more endorsements than them, right? So I bring up Anna Kournikova to say that when you chase that part of it, I just think that's like playing the short game. Like when you sexualize yourself, that's playing a short game, because if you look at the careers of Serena Williams, and then you look at the career of Anna Kournikova, like that sexual part of it just kind of faded out. Like she's no longer relevant right now. You know what I mean? Whereas though because of the accomplishments of Serena Williams on the court, she's still relevant because and then so that's what I want, like somebody like Angel Reese to like, all right, you still got to remember that basketball is like where your bread is buttered at. You know what I mean? And so if you want to do like the modeling on the side and stuff like that,
but see,
I just think I don't think the modeling thing is like a long-term solution.
But see, Mike, you gotta understand this, and this is what we failing to not realize sometimes too. She wasn't never gonna be the Williams sisters. She's not that good. So she might have known her limitations and known like, hey, tennis will get me to the next spot that I need to go to, which would be modeling. And
I'm glad you said that.
And Angel Reese might be the same way. She might be like, yo, I'm not a really good basketball player, but I am a great talker and I look good. So I'm going to use basketball to move forward to the next step.
That's right.
And
so that's
where I was leading to.
Because there's a lot of people that's professional, but their talent isn't enough to carry them through the next part of their careers. So at that point, you got to understand that, hey, if I can't be at the top level, maybe I got to do something that I'm good at and use what I do now to get to where that point I want to be at.
Right. And see, that's where I was leading to, because I don't think that I think once Angel Reese got to the professional level and she see young ladies like Alyssa Thomas and Asia Wilson and you start to see like the kind of focus that it takes to excel and the kind of talent that it takes to excel at that level, then you like, whoa, that's, you know what I mean? That's
hustle's real.
Oh, it's that's real now. You know what I mean? And so I think like maybe reality or you know, just realization that I'm not on those young ladies' level. You know, she gonna get rebounds and she could be a hustle type player, but I don't know if she can be like every year she going back and forth with Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean? She leading her team up against Caitlin Clark team every year. You know what I mean?
And let's not take it to the fact maybe she doesn't want that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe she doesn't want that.
I don't think it was a realization moment for her. I think this is in her. This is part of who she is. And I'm gonna say this: being a personality will last much longer than a basketball career, especially being a woman's basketball player, the WNBA. You don't have a longevity. It's not a lot of longevity. Diana Taurasi is the outlier. Ain't too many gonna go that long. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't think it was a realization, Mom. You had to work hard to get to college. You had to work hard. You know what I'm saying? She know the work that it takes. Some of the people she's trained with and stuff like that. I just think this is who she is. It's part of her, you know. So, and as far as that tennis player, she's a little different from Angel. She was a pretty girl, but she didn't over sexualize herself. The marketers just was drawn to her and wanted her to sell products because she was attractive, you know, but she wasn't necessarily over sexualizing herself. And as far as Serena leaned into it a little bit too. She was a phenomenal player, but when she started wearing them tight spandex on the court, man, that thing went crazy.
Hey, hold up, and you got a point, Clay, because remember she started wearing it toward the end of her career. She wasn't wearing that when she was in the beginning and the middle of her career. When she started getting towards the end of her career, when she knew that her tennis skills were going to go down now, and she wasn't going to be on that top, she knew her sexuality will keep her where she needs to be.
Let me take y'all back to the victim thing. I mean, to the complaining about being sexualized, right? I think it's a psychology behind what Angel is doing. And the psychology behind it is she knows what's going to come. You can't tell me she don't know what's going to come. And I think it just gives her more content, more fodder, more things to discuss in terms of being out there in the public and giving her content. And also, some people feel like being a victim is the way they win. So, you know, sometimes, you know, we get conditioned to think that, you know, what gives us a plight and a platform is to talk about how wrong we're being done. Don't sexualize me. Don't do this. And I think that's the psychology behind it. But you can't tell me she don't know what's going to come with that. Does. So she can complain, but I don't think it's she can complain all she wants, but I don't think she's really complaining and really feeling like she's a victim. I think she's playing that card because it creates more for her. You know, she gets the empathy, she gets, especially in the climate we live in now, you know, coming out of George Floyd and all that other stuff and Black Lives Matter, coming out of all of that. To me, she's leaning into that. And she wants the people to say what they say she can have something else to come back against.
I never looked at it that way. That's a good point. I never looked at it that way.
And then let's also realize this. There's not much for a WNBA player to do that carries over from basketball for them to do. You can either be an announcer or you can be a coach, but what other things that she can do that basketball will be more of an influence? Yep. There's not much. And I'm not, did she get her degree from LSU? She got her degree, right?
Sure. I'm not sure.
But,
I know it was some conversation about her GPA.
Yeah, so she's not gonna go. She's not gonna get out the WNBA and bounce to a Fortune 500 company and be a CEO or a VP or something like that. That's not gonna happen for her.
Well,
when she gets out of WNBA, she's gonna have to start from the ground level going up again if she wants to be regular. So she got
her celebrity. She got her celebrity. And that's what
she needs to do. Right.
Yep.
Well, let me look at it like this, right? So from a standpoint of like male athletes, right? So male athletes they never had opportunities like a female have, like as far as like leaning into modeling and stuff like that, right? So and now what I'm saying is, like, say like for instance, if Tom Brady had decided that he didn't want to be a rival of Peyton Manning's, and he leaned in, like after that first year at New England when he got started, and people was like, all right, well, you can do modeling. See, I think that's a pitfall that like women fall into, far as like, because it's low hanging fruit, in my opinion, because there's not a lot of work that goes into like modeling as like the challenge of being somebody's rival on the court or on a football field. And so that's why I just think that when you take that route, it's a little bit more like I said, it's easier, and it's like it's low hanging fruit.
But not for her. Because she has a knack for it.
Right. And I would equate her to being sort of like Cam Newton. If you want to compare her to somebody in the NFL, I think she's more of a Cam Newton.
Right.
Cam Newton at the top of his game, he was good.
Yeah.
Okay, once he got to the latter part of his career, people forgot about him, and he had to figure out how to refocus himself. He went on his podcast. He started doing that first, and now he's on ESPN.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the transition that not superstars, but average to above average sports players have to make in their minds. Like, how do I transition myself? Tom Brady can do whatever hell he wants to do when he retires.
Yeah,
he can do that. He can do whatever the hell he wants. If Tom Brady want to model for Gillette, he can do that. But somebody like Cam Newton didn't have those type of options because he wasn't a superstar like Tom Brady. So then you got to. Then he looked at hey, what can I do to start off? Prime example. Look at all these basketball players with these podcasts. I think every basketball player has a podcast now. It's because they
leaning into that,
right? Because it's the next level that they can go to supplement what they're doing now. Because that's what the media. They don't have to be on ESPN no more to tell their opinion. Look at us. We're not on ESPN, and we're one of the biggest podcasts on YouTube right now.
No, we not.
see, there you go. See,
come
on now. But maybe, like I said, though, it's just what it's the next generation. What goes on?
You know what, man? I ain't even gonna take that from you. Talk that shit, bro.
Please don't. I need this. I need this, man.
But let me
hold on, son. I'm gonna tell you. When I go to ESPN, I'm taking y'all with me. All right,
my man.
All y'all going with me.
Or let me ask y'all this, or could it be as simple as what Mo Palmer said? Mo Palmer said they want attention. Could it be as simple as the fact that they just, you know what I mean? Like, she the kind of person who just want attention.
Yes. Yes. Attention is currency. But in this climate we live in, attention is currency. Yes.
But I don't think we should just put it on her. I think it's everybody.
Everybody
wants the attention.
I go with that.
Okay.
Everybody on that bandwagon.
Right. Everybody wants the attention.
Well, it's hard to say every single person, but I get the point.
I mean, it's a lot of people, because that's why I said it's low-hanging fruit, because it takes a lot. I mean, it just, it just takes a lot of determination and drive if you want to be like a male athlete who's a standout athlete, or a female athlete who's a standout athlete. You got to be, you know what I mean? And you just got to be cut from a different cloth if you want to be an athlete. Now, if you take that road, what you say, Tom?
No, I was going to say, and if you don't have that determination, you know what I mean, and drive, you got to find your niche.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to find your niche. If you don't, have that, you got to be self-aware. You know what I mean? You got to be self-aware.
Well, see, and that's what a lot of coaches got to teach in going through the rankings of being an athlete. Every step that you go as being an athlete, there's a percentage that makes it and a larger percentage that doesn't. There's 1% of the athletes that play football, basketball, and baseball that actually make it to the pros. And then there's only 2% of those that actually perform at the higher level.
If it's even if it's that high. So you're talking about a small percent of the population making it, and then even a smaller percent being standout, being elite, being great.
Exactly.
Everybody not going to be able to do that. I don't care how hard you work.
Exactly.
Now that's true. Everybody don't have that gift. So, all right, Clayton. So with that being said, right, can you fault Angel Reese for the road that she's taking?
That's why I say I would never tell her not to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
I would never say that. But at the same time, she's open game. You're a public figure. You got to take everything that comes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You can't do it then say, woe is me. Yeah, you can't do that.
Hey, Tom, she can even do that, because guess what? If woe is me gonna bring us some money, she can even do that, because it's a segment, it's corporations and stuff like that that's even willing to get in bed with the person that's saying I'm a victim all the time, trying to do something, for their brand in terms of PR and all this other stuff. So guess what? Whatever's working for her, do it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm just saying, just have enough self-decency and respect that you don't hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? While you're doing all that shit.
Yeah. And that's all right. Hey, Mo, we'll go to Fox if ESPN doesn't want us. We'll go to Fox. We'll go to Fox.
Yeah.
What's up,
I
Tom?
just thought that, like I
All's
said,
well, all's well, brother. Good to see you, man. Happy New Year to you,
See you.
brother.
Happy New Year to you.
Yes, sir.
Happy New
Yes,
Year,
sir.
Jim.
Always a
Yeah,
pleasure.
welcome back, Jim. Glad to have you, Mo Palmer. Welcome back, Queen.
And the
Panama
young
Queen.
lady, she joined us again.
Yeah,
The young
Panama
lady.
Queen.
Yeah, Panama
Yeah,
Queen.
yeah. I'm saying welcome back to Panama Queen. We appreciate having y'all back with us.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just thought that because I know at first when Charleston White made the statements about Angel Reese, right?
Mhm.
And because he wasn't the only one who made those statements about Angel Reese. So I just think that, like she's like y'all said, she's trying to find her niche. I don't think that like but she do have to be careful though that she don't find herself out of the WNBA soon or fall back too far. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because that's where right now that's what's making her popular. And
but
the reason
is
I say that
is that making her the most money
I
though?
don't know about that.
That's
I
right.
don't know
That's that
about
making her the
that.
most money.
No, I
I
don't.
don't think it's what's making her popular either.
Well, let me give you an example, Clayton. Let me give you an example. This young lady right here, her name is Liz Cambridge, right?
Right.
She played in the WNBA also, Liz
Right.
Cambridge, and she left the WNBA to become like a model and all that other stuff. And so now, as long as she was in the WNBA and she was modeling, like she was relevant. But as soon as she chose modeling over the WNBA, she hasn't been as relevant as she was when she was in the WNBA.
But was she ever relevant as Angel Reese? Did she come into the W popular with millions and millions of followers on social media, doing modeling, Met Gala, and all this other stuff? You talking about playing and then leaving. But was she ever this popular? To me, Angel is popular because of social media and the celebrity she's turned into more than basketball, in my opinion.
And
not to mention, she looked better than that young lady too. So yeah,
regardless of the looks, I'm just saying this young lady, first time I ever heard her name, Mike.
Yeah, Liz Cambridge. She played for a couple teams in the WNBA.
She played for the Sparks. She played for the Sparks, right? She played for the Sparks.
Right, yeah, she did play for the Sparks. Yeah,
I'm familiar with it, but the point I wanted to make, she might not be as popular to us as she is, and we're not in that realm with the modeling. We're not keeping up with that. We're not keeping up with the contracts and the magazines or the shows that she may be in now. You know what I mean? We on the sports side of it, so she's not as popular to us anymore. But maybe in that world, she might be popular. You know?
Yeah, she's real popular. She's real popular overseas. Right. She does the model. She does the modeling and the podcast and stuff overseas.
Yeah, overseas.
That's why she left the LA to go back overseas.
Right. That's right. Overseas.
Because she was making tons more money. And I happen to follow her on Instagram, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
I should have checked with you first.
Let me find out.
Yeah, I happen to follow on Instagram, so yeah.
All right, so look. So like I was saying earlier, so it's to the point where I guess what Clayton said basically is that, like she found a niche. You really can't, what I mean, as long as she don't do anything that she feel like that's compromising her own morals or ethics, and she is willing to take everything that comes with the backlash along with the accolades that come with it, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? Because she do have to think about like her life after basketball. But it's like a fine line that you walk when she do things like that, though.
I mean, hey, but I just think it's her niche. I just think it's in her nature. That's why she's so good at it. If you ever watch her podcast and stuff, it's not great. I ain't saying her podcast blow you away, but she's a natural with this socialite shit. She's a natural.
Well, if you look at Instagram though, Clay, it's a lot of young ladies on Instagram that's taking pictures and posting different kind of the same kind of content. You know what I mean? Like, so that's it's like a
and it's a lot of them
everywhere.
And it's a lot of them getting plucked off Instagram and getting little spots featured here and there and stuff like that. That's a bridge for them. Yeah.
Right. So they taking advantage of the opportunity that is presented to them as far as like Yeah. Everybody's not going to be a WNBA All-Star. You know what I mean? And so, and maybe
But she's one. But she's one. Shit, she's an all-star too. Shit.
Yeah.
At least she was last year. We'll see this year coming up.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out, right? As far as like, you know, like is this a distraction or can she really do both? And you know what I mean? She might be like the female Bo Jackson of
might disappear,
and the WNBA.
Hey, I think the WNBA, she's gonna be able to do both because the WNBA needs to build more stars. So she's gonna do both. Now, my question is she's gonna be able to do both at a high level.
Right.
So, but she's gonna do both.
Yeah.
She needs the WNBA to boost her brand, and WNBA needs her to boost their brand.
But now, once that paradigm start to switch, you know what I mean? She might not need the WNBA as much.
Right.
Yeah, she might not need them as much.
Yeah. All right.
College football.
Oh yeah. So man, what happened? We had a lot of upsets. We're gonna switch gears and go into some college footballs because we did have some upsets.
A lot of upsets. All the number ones lost. All the bye teams lost.
Sure did.
All of them.
So that make me think that bye hurt.
They said Oregon. They said Oregon didn't play since November.
Wow.
Right.
It's been that long for Oregon.
They was off like 5 weeks.
Yep. Didn't play since November.
Yeah. So it's the same like in the NFL. Like a lot of teams get hurt with that bye week. You know what I mean? And then they'll come back and get
Ravens
upset.
got hurt one year with the bye.
Who did?
The Ravens 1 year.
I swear, the Ravens fans, yo, come on. We're talking college.
Corey, we blaming it on the bye week. It wasn't the Ravens bye week, man. They was set up. The Ravens was set up. They were set up.
Well, the Final Four looks spectacular.
Yeah. Who they got slated?
Who is it?
It's Penn State playing Notre Dame. Penn State played Notre Dame, and Texas plays Ohio State.
Yeah.
But the thing about the Texas and the Ohio State game is they're playing in Dallas. So it's like a home game for Texas.
So, but let me ask y'all this though. So how y'all feel about like none of the number ones? Y'all think it's going to hurt ratings if the number ones are not in there?
No,
y'all think so?
Not. Nope.
No.
Yo, it gives the feel of the Final Four in basketball. It gives that this whole thing that football has right now gives that basketball feeling. Is what college football needed. Because I'm gonna tell you this: when March Madness come, I'm glued to college basketball. Right. And this has put me. I watched every game of the playoffs, every game, and it's crazy because it's the way it should have been 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah. And so Panama Queen, she agreed. She said, "Yeah, these college games this week gonna be crazy." So yeah, but I don't know. I gotta admit though, I was thinking that because the number ones lost, that it was going to hurt. You know what I mean? Like the rating. But college football is just so big.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I guess, and each team come with their own base.
And
so that helps too.
And plus this year, it was so much priority, and it's never been about the number one ranked team. Like they didn't get all the fanfare. It's so much talent. It's so deep right now, in college football. So yeah, and everybody, and that's another thing too. When you got all the number ones winning, that's more predictable. But with this, you sitting on the edge of your seat, who's going to win? It's that kind of thing. So it lends itself for people to tune in to see the outcome, see what's going to happen.
It's just such a good thing just to see other teams in the mix, man. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Alabama, Ohio State, and Clemson. And you could almost put them in every year. And now we just waiting on that other fourth team to be named. You know what I'm saying? But Alabama, Clemson, you know what I'm saying? They was like every year they was in there,
How y'all feel about them already crowning Ohio State, though, saying nobody going to beat them?
They just saying that because the way they looked against
Oregon, right.
You know what I'm saying? But, and I mean, legitimately so, because they just dismantled them. And I didn't see that coming, to be honest with you. I ain't see that coming.
Yeah.
But Notre Dame, man, Notre Dame is a tough team, man. Notre Dame is a tough team, man. So if they was to meet up, man, and Penn State as well. But if Notre Dame get by Penn State, man, and they gotta face Ohio State, that's gonna be.
Well, they saying Notre Dame got to get going against Georgia, so that wasn't as a competitive matchup as they could have seen. So a lot of people saying that the real championship is between Texas and Ohio State.
Texas tough, man.
Wow,
that's tough.
Yeah, but Texas barely won. Texas won in overtime.
Right.
Texas barely won.
Right.
So
remember, Texas just came to the SEC and they already in the Final Four. You know what I'm saying? So the best SEC team this year wasn't even in the SEC last year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And I wanted that. I wanted because I was so tired of the SEC bias, man. You know what I mean? So when Texas came over, I was chanting them from the door. You know what I mean? I was chanting them from the door. But they showed their toughness down the stretch because Arizona State, they had them. Arizona State,
they had him. That running back at Arizona State is a beast. I hoping he coming out the draft because the Cowboys need a running back, and he is a beast.
I think Cowboys need a general manager. Cowboys need a general manager first round. Hey, time back, man. Welcome back, Time.
What's up, bro?
Appreciate you. Man. What Panama Queen said, I'm an FSU fan. I might
Florida State.
She might pull up for Notre Dame though.
Yeah. But see, Notre Dame is the only one that is not in the conference.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Notre Dame too. I don't think they got a shot, but I'm rooting for them.
They're not. They're the only thing you got. You got the SEC and you got two Big Ten teams.
You don't think they got a shot against Penn State, Clayton?
Man, that Penn State running game ain't no joke, man.
Yeah,
it ain't no joke. When you can control the clock and control the point of attack like that, it's hard to win. You got to get them off the field.
Hey, what's the name now? Who's that running back in Penn State? At Penn State,
Penn State does running. They do running back by committee.
That's what I thought.
They got three good running backs, and they just plug them in. Plug them in.
They're exceptional on the ground.
Right. That's what makes them, because that running back stay fresh.
Quarterback don't really make a lot of mistakes either.
Right.
Yeah. James Frank, man, got them boys dialed in. You know what I'm saying? He don't make a lot of mistakes. Yep.
Yeah, man. So what about?
Oh, go ahead. I'm listening. I'm sorry.
Oh no. So, all right. So that's the setup for the college, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What about those NFL games yesterday? Did y'all get a chance to watch those NFL games yesterday?
I didn't see neither game, boy. I was out all day.
I turned the Raven game off because it wasn't competitive. Once I saw Cleveland was trying out different quarterbacks and had their team, well, I ain't even watched that. I wanted to see a competitive game. So that was God. That was a wash.
Trying to solidify their draft position, man. That's what a lot of them teams doing.
Yeah, they was evaluating.
Yeah, they trying to solidify
their Go ahead, Corey. Get in there.
I ain't saying nothing, man. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, man. I enjoyed the game yesterday. Both of them, actually.
Yeah,
okay.
I enjoyed them.
Okay.
Because it'd be a lot said if we lost yesterday, so I'm just keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I wasn't even talking about winning or losing. I'm just saying competition. It's like I'm you know what I mean? Like who they playing?
But listen,
y'all know what I mean.
Cleveland had to do what they had to do on their end. That's just the way it is. Everybody in the National Football League got to deal with adversity sometimes, you know what I mean, during the season. So, hey.
Yeah, but I was just saying it wasn't even adverse. It was just they was evaluating their talent. So I didn't expect it to be competitive. That's why I turned it off. That's not a knock against the Ravens, sir. I ain't knocking.
Yeah, it seemed like that
take
Cleveland,
that as a knock, Clayton.
Yeah, it seemed like that Cleveland didn't want to play they didn't want to play the spoiler, person. That being the spoiler team. They just wanted to see, evaluate, and just keep it moving. So
I don't think they could have stopped them beating Baltimore though. They could have tried their hardest. I don't think they could beat Baltimore yesterday.
Here's the thing too.
I don't think they.
Who's the I think is it the Giants is the most losses in the NFL right now? So you still got to try to
No.
Cleveland and
right
the Ravens.
right now, New England has the #1 draft pick right now.
Yeah, New England. Yeah.
Okay. So okay.
Yeah.
Clear, the Giants went down to like 8th.
Yep.
Giants dropped like
them dummies won a game. Them dummies won a game, man.
Yeah.
They can't even think right. They can't
even think right.
Hey, look, hey Corey, Panama Queen says Lamar MVP 3.
I'm with you, Panama. I'm with you, Dad. I'm with you.
Yeah. So, but look,
nope. I'm not. Nope.
We spoke. Look, when we spoke off the air before we came on, we spoke about is it for Lamar? Is it Super Bowl or bust? Like where should his priorities be though? Corey, should it be MVP or should it be Super Bowl?
Super Bowl.
Now, let me tell you something about Lamar. His priorities first should be to win a goddamn playoff game. He is 2-4.
I said that off the air.
Okay,
I said that off the
we're
air.
talking Super Bowl. He needs to win one step at a time. Win your first playoff game, then win your next one. Then that's what you need to do.
Y'all think he's more focused on winning the MVP than the Super Bowl?
I don't.
I just think he's focused on winning, and his numbers and everything is putting him in that conversation the way he's playing. The kid is focused on winning.
Clayton.
That's right.
I will say it ain't Super Bowl bust for me personally with Lamar. Lamar just gotta play good in the playoffs for me. He gotta get these pedestrian ass numbers better. Stop throwing fucking more interceptions than touchdowns. Stop throwing 50% of completions, shit like that. Because he ain't played well in the playoffs against no team.
And let me say this. Last year's championship game was all about Lamar. Okay. Yeah. When you run the ball 10 times with that Ravens team they had last year, that offense was all about Lamar and Lamar winning that championship game, and it did not happen.
Right. So I'm good. He ain't got to win no Super Bowl for me. I want him to see him put up these numbers he putting up now in the regular season. If he play like that and they lose, the defense fall short.
No, that's true.
You can't knock. I can't knock him.
I agree with that. I agree. If he played well and they still lose, you know what I'm saying? That I
can't knock him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what it is for me.
Do y'all agree? Do y'all agree with Tom? Tom says Saquon Barkley should win the
it's
MVP.
Man,
to me, it's your boy at Buffalo, and then Saquon,
and then Saquon, and I'm gonna say this. I mean, when you look at the quarterbacks, right? Sam Darnold, they got a great record. He got more interceptions, but every quarterback in the league, damn near numbers are up. Fucking Baker almost got 40 touchdown passes. I mean, you got a lot of quarterbacks that's got good numbers this year. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I like the Saquon thing number 2, because Josh got 12 rushing touchdowns to go along with his pass touchdowns, and he has nobody. They got one Pro Bowler.
That's what I'm
besides him, an offensive lineman.
So you figure it's because he don't have as much help as Lamar. That's why you give him.
Yeah.
And they got a better record.
Let's be honest with it too. Saquon came and changed Philly's whole outlook. He changed Philly's whole outlook. Philly was a depleted team. The coach was going to get fired. They lost their last 6 games last year. And you bring Saquon in and totally changes up the franchise.
Yes.
Lamar and the Ravens were the best team in the AFC last year. They might not win the Super Bowl, but they had the best record. They had the MVP. They were the best record. So the only place that Lamar and that team can go is down. MVP type situation is the most.
Saquon definitely helped that Philly team, definitely. But they don't forget they was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago too, though.
Yes, they were.
So look at what happened last year.
It wasn't.
Look what happened last year.
It wasn't
they lost 10 straight games last year.
Right.
Yeah, they lost like
They went 7-0
7-0
last year, and then lost the rest of those games.
Yeah,
that's a total burnout.
They backed that's true. They backed into the playoffs last year. Nobody was expecting to do that last year, nothing like that. But that's Jalen hurt. I think, man, Saquon. Two things with Saquon. If he'd have got the record, I'd have say, man, yeah, you gotta give him MVP. And if they wouldn't run Jalen Hurts on that push play and hand it off to him, he might have like 8 or 9 more touchdowns.
Yeah, but he still got a lot. He got like 13.
I'm about to say 12. Yeah, I know he got a lot.
12, 13, whatever. Yeah, he still got a lot.
Yeah, but if they would just hand it off instead of letting Jalen run down, he would have like 20.
I got to clear something up too, because last week I was frustrated. I was saying that, I think he need to get it in 16 games if he going to get it. Didn't like the extra game thing. But then I went back and I looked at Eric Dickerson. It ain't about the games. It's about the rushing attempts.
Oh, okay.
Saquon got 35 less rushing attempts than Eric Dickerson. And right now, where he at 2005. So it's conceivable. You can conceive of him actually breaking the record with less rushing attempts.
Let
that dude play.
And great point, because
if he'd have played. Do y'all think if he'd have played today, he'd have got it?
Ain't no question.
So.
Eric Dickerson?
I think so.
I don't know. Because
if Saquon would play today, you think he'd get the record?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now listen, 4 times this year he didn't rush for 100 yards, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That he didn't. If you're the Giants, you ain't playing for nothing. Wouldn't you sell out? I'm just saying, if I'm the Giants, I would sell out. I would let Taylor or whoever backing up the dude that was in Steelers, I would let him throw for 500 yards and 7 touchdowns before I would let Saquon get that.
Hold up. Let me say this. Let me just say this. Listen to what you just said, though. If I was the Giants, we all know the Giants is the most dysfunctional NFL team out there. Okay. So they're not gonna look at the fact that, we're not gonna let Saquon do it. They're gonna go and try to win the goddamn game.
Hey, Tom, another thing about selling out, when you load that box, you more susceptible to that running back breaking off long ass runs, because once he break the line of scrimmage, ain't shit back there. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
and don't get caught on those sweep.
Don't
get caught on the sweep or a toss.
That would be my approach, though. I would say, man.
I know. I understand that. Yeah, definitely. I would want the Giants to do that, because I think Philly offensive line can open up something for him.
You gotta show some type of pride, man. You gotta be like, this dude ain't gonna get this record.
The year Jamal Lewis went over 2,000. All the Ravens had was him. They had the Anthony Wright was the quarterback, right?
Right.
They had nothing. Jamal, they used to load the box up on Jamal every week. This is why against Cleveland, in two games against Cleveland, he rushed for damn near 700 yards just on that one team.
Yeah.
Because he was breaking them long ass runs. And that's how he got the single game rushing record, 295.
Single game, yeah.
Yeah, because once you load that box up, if that motherfucker can break that line of scrimmage, he gone.
And I'm gonna tell you about the same year they played the Steelers. Ryan Clark talked about this. The same year they played the Steelers, and Steelers like, there's no way we letting him break that record. You know what I mean? So Steelers put it up 10 in the box, 9 in the box.
But he still went over 100 yards in that game. He did.
I'm not talking. Listen to me.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. The Steelers weren't gonna let him go crazy, but this the problem with that. Billick stopped him from breaking the record, because when he ran on the Cleveland, he had a whole quarter to go, and fucking Billick brought him out the game. Fans was mad at him. He could have had that record if Billick didn't pull him against Cleveland. But I know what you mean, though, son.
And that's the problem with fans, and that's why I think the Philly organization is doing the right thing, because everybody wants to say, "Oh, well, he gets that record," and what does that record do for him? But if he got hurt trying to get that record, then the team goes down. Our individual record does nothing but say you have that record. I did this. That's all it does.
It does something to him. It does something for him financially, and it also does something for him when he leaves the game.
What does it do for him financially? He doesn't get a windfall for being a leading rusher.
Bro, it does. When you got that record like that, you'd be surprised at all kinds of appearances you get paid for, memorabilia stuff, all kinds of stuff.
Yes, but
all that stuff is revenue, man.
But is it worth getting hurt over? Like, hey, Corey, Flowers may not play in your playoff game. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you're losing your number one receiver, was it worth playing him yesterday?
Let me ask you this, man.
That's what coaches go through.
Let me ask you this. Because to me, Sirianni is in a no-win situation. Because he's scared. He's scared to make the decision, let him play, because if he get hurt. But now that he's holding him out, he don't have no choice. He got to win the whole fucking thing, or holding him out wasn't worth it.
I don't think that was his call, though, Click.
Yeah.
I think the offensive line, they wanted the offensive line, they wanted to play. I think the offensive line, I think that call came from front office. Now they didn't have a bye since Philly. They haven't had a bye since
no.
So you know, all these games back to back like that. So you know that's why the offensive line say, man, we need a break. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I know Saquon wanted it. I know he wanted that.
Yeah,
and Sirianni shouldn't have pulled him out the game last week. He sat the whole fucking fourth quarter.
Yo, what? But the product. See, that's what I'm trying to say. What is more important, a record or a Super Bowl?
That record is important.
Philly doesn't.
They're not in the Super Bowl yet.
Right, but if you lose Saquon, your chances go down.
Bro, you can get hurt.
What comes
you
with
can
the
get hurt on
business.
any play.
That's not what comes with the business. Making good decisions come with the business.
Okay,
and I don't think it's a bad decision.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Everybody on this board like Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan played in a no-nonsense game a week before the playoffs started, and they was already in, played a week before the playoffs started, and he got injured and he's out through the whole playoffs, our conversation wouldn't have been, well, Jordan was trying to achieve this. Our conversation would have been, yo, why are they playing Jordan? They didn't need to play Jordan. They had already played him. It's
Jordan,
the same.
Jordan was indestructible,
man. Jordan going to do that.
I'm just using it as an example. I'm using it as an example.
Because I wasn't a Jordan fan, so yeah.
What I'm saying, listen. But what I'm saying is that the individual player acolytes are great, okay? But the number one, and any player will tell you, the number one acolyte they want is to be a Super Bowl champion. And they will sacrifice everything to be that champion.
But let me say this. Some coaches don't like the rest of the players. They like to keep them in rhythm going into the playoff. And I'm also going to say that game against Dallas, they was controlling the line of scrimmage. Dallas had already surrendered. You had 41 points on the board. At this point, you ain't doing nothing but running out the clock. You leave Saquon in that game, and you let him run up them fucking yards. And then this week, he might only need about 3 series to break the record.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When your boy Flowers got hurt, was the Ravens in control of that game? Yes. Did he need to be out there? No. He was out there doing what?
I think it's a different situation.
Baltimore, he was going to get hurt.
Baltimore was still trying to win the AFC North. Baltimore was trying to win the AFC North.
When he got hurt, they had that game in control. When he got hurt, they was already winning that game.
But no,
he did not need to be in there.
I think it was tight then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't sealed.
To me, it was tight.
That game was done.
Yeah,
that game
wasn't tight, but since kickoff, the game wasn't tight.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Wait a minute.
They took Cleveland's first play and ran it for a goddamn touchdown.
Hey, man, because of the Ravens' defense, though, I wouldn't consider that being a sealed deal when Flowers got hurt.
Listen, again, if you're trying to be successful, okay, you don't worry about individual acolytes.
No, he wasn't worried about accolades.
He wasn't worrying about it.
But why is he in? That's what I'm trying to say. You keep him in there for what? What's the reason?
Because this is a once in a lifetime situation. This is one of them things Listen, bro, when you playing a sport, you competitive, you playing on a high level, and you get close to doing something like that, that's going to make you go down in history. No, man, that don't come around at all. You got to take
I'm going to tell you what's more going down in history than an individual accolade. The Super Bowl.
No, it ain't. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know how many
Stop.
You know how many Super Bowl? You know how many Super Bowl winners you done forgot, man?
Let me say this.
Super Bowl winners you forgot?
Let me say this. Let me just say this, and this will prove my point right there. I am a big Dan Marino fan. He only went to one Super Bowl and lost.
Yeah.
Do you know how many accolades accolades Dan Marino has? A whole bunch of them. Yeah. Do we ever mention Dan Marino in the top 3 quarterbacks of all time?
All his records then fell. A lot of his records then fell.
But he still owns a lot of them. He still owns a lot of them. He still owns them. But my question is, do we still mention him?
Number 2 or number 3, if he ain't the record holder.
Do we still mention him? We don't mention Dan Marino because he hasn't won a Super Bowl.
How many Super Bowl quarterback winners do you still mention? You done forgot a lot of them too. Yeah. Is what I'm saying.
Hold up for a second, fellas. Hold up for 1 second. I want to ask y'all this because Panama Queen made a statement. I want to know, like, what do y'all think about this? So she says right now you got to win it all in Philly. No excuses. So is it Super Bowl or bust for Philly?
Yes. No, no Super Bowl or bust for Philly. They ain't even the best team in the conference. They ain't even the best team in the conference. Why is the Super Bowl?
I agree.
Because they holding Saquon out for that reason.
Yeah. Listen to me, Clayton. I want you to listen, brother. The team put team first over individual. And because the team put the team first over individual, it's a Super Bowl or bust. It's always team first. It's always team first. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be that way, like, well, okay, we're going to sacrifice team for individual. You can't do that. It always got to be team first.
Yeah.
You always got to be team first.
Depends on how you look at it. You're not sacrificing team. If the team wants to go for it, right? I know it's been some conversation. One of the guys was like, iffy. But if the team wants to go for it, as a coach, you have to let them, because that keeps their attitude, morale, and everything up. That means you done sold into them and they sold into you. You don't want to break that morale either.
No.
It's very important.
I'm going to tell you what,
very important to be a player's coach.
If I'm the Giants and I know they putting Saquon in today to give him the ball to break that record, I'm gonna do just like what Chacom said. I am going 10 people in the box and I'm gonna blitz the shit out of him. And then if he makes his job, he makes it. But I'm gonna hit him every time he do it.
Right.
Let me ask you a question. Right. So what will Philly get out of that doing that?
It won't
they accomplish nothing. Right. The team won't accomplish anything.
Right.
Yeah, but I think the point that Clayton trying to make is like you know, like this is not something that happened every week. Like Saquon Barkley, the record he's trying to break is not something that happened like every Thursday.
40 years. 40 years.
So sometimes you have to make an exception. Like when you talking about the history, that's good for the sport. It's good for Saquon Barkley. It's good for the team that he accomplished it. You know what I mean? It's good for Philly.
But it's always risk versus reward.
Right.
That's the whole thing. And when you're playing at the level that the NFL is playing at right now, the risk isn't worth the reward. If he goes out there and gets hurt, and then he can't play in Philly's playoff games, Philly is shit.
Well, let me ask y'all this then. All right, so if Saquon Barkley had to press the issue about really wanting that record, and you the head coach, would you go ahead and you be like, all right, man, if this something that you really want, do he have enough enough equity in his accomplishments like throughout this season that you go ahead and you allow him to try and get that record?
If I'm the coach, I'm telling Saquon no. And the reason I'm telling Saquon no is because I want him
the coach.
And I want to, but neither are you. But what I'm saying to you is this. I'm letting him know that, okay, your record is there. That record is there. We all know you could have got it. But in my mind, I want the Super Bowl, and I hope you want the same thing. When I sat down and interviewed you, you said you want to help us go to the Super Bowl. This what helps us go to the Super Bowl.
This dude helped save that coach job this year too, though. You know that, right?
Exactly, right.
Let me add this real quick. It was already said that the offensive line, the entire offensive line, was not playing. So if you still want to play Saquon, you got him in there behind the backups.
Right.
You got him in there behind the backups.
You can't. I'm saying you can't. Once that happened, you can't. Right.
That's what I'm saying. The offensive line, all saying, no, we need this big man. We've been going at it. You know what I'm saying? 15 straight weeks or whatever the case, 14 straight weeks. We need this time off. So Saquon, you can still attempt to go out there, but you're playing behind the second and third strings.
Right. But this my problem with that, though. You're right. But I don't know if all the offensive line was saying, no, we don't want to. We need a break. I think some little nicks and injuries. I think it was a coach's decision to get them rested up. But I'm going to say this. These motherfuckers asked Saquon to put it on the line for them all year long. And he did. And he was risking himself all year long. So if he come to you now and say, I want to get a chance to get this, as a team, you got to hold him down and have his back in this.
So you don't,
he had your back the whole year. I'm sure he played through Nick's injuries, soreness, and everything else.
Listen, you are not paying Saquon Barkley to get 2,000, 2,500 yards. You're not paying him to do that.
No.
You're paying Saquon Barkley to do enough to get you guys to the Super Bowl. That's what you're paying him for.
And he did.
Now, if he came through the record, that's great.
He came through for you. Don't get me wrong. That offensive line, the best in the league. It's the best in the league. What I'm saying is he came through for you at this point. That offensive line is the best in the league, but Saquon put it on the line week in, week out. You can't tell me that dude ain't deal with no kind of nicks and injuries and everything else.
Right.
If this man want to go try to get history as a team, you got to hold him down.
You got to hold them down. I agree with you, Clayton.
It wasn't one sided. The offensive line was out there with him. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say that. I didn't say it wasn't. I didn't say that wasn't.
I'm just saying they put themselves on the line as well.
I tell you this. You're right, but I tell you this. I guarantee you, you put another back behind that line, you don't have the same output. If you ever look at Saquon, the way he put his foot in the ground, his vision, the way he read those blocks, he is gifted. He is definitely gifted.
Did you just say that's the best offensive line in the league?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
but you won't get the same output with a different running back there.
I didn't say that. I just said you said the best offensive line.
I'm just saying.
Let me say this though. I think if Saquon wanted to, if he really wanted to challenge that record, I think they would have given him the opportunity. And so, but this a little bit off the subject. Do y'all remember that when Jameis Winston had a situation where he was supposed to just go out there and just kill the clock and down the ball, and he went try and ran a play. You know what I mean? So it depends on. I think that's why I think like when it comes to those situations, it got to depend on like what the players really want, because the coach is on a hot seat. You know what I mean? And so this season it's true that this season is like a situation where it's Super Bowl or bust, I think, for Philly. But I think Saquon Barkley earned the right that if he asks the coach and his teammates, like, can I get this? Because that's a good look for you. Even if you're the offensive lineman, that's a good look too. Because you help this man break that record. If you it's good for Philly, it's good for the offensive line, it's good for Saquon Barkley.
But then you put these guys in jeopardy when you go out there and play them to reach a record. You're not only putting records has never been the nature of the sport.
Man, we talking about getting in the history book.
Yo, you already in the history books. If you win the Super Bowl, you're in the history books.
Yeah.
You can ask any player that ever played in the NFL, NBA, anybody. They would rather have championship written next to their name than any other accolade that they can get. Okay? Oh, I'm the MVP. Look at Lamar. He told you, I got 2 MVPs, but they don't mean nothing to me unless I got Super Bowl written next to it.
Okay. I like to take every NFL player and tell him that he's got a chance to be historically the greatest to ever do, or have the most ever in this thing. I guarantee you, if they actually approached it and got next to it, they would want it. I don't give a fuck what they say.
All right, so let me ask a question. Who has the most rushing yards as a running back?
Emmitt Smith.
It's Emmitt Smith.
Okay, thank you. Do you consider Emmitt Smith the best running back of all time?
No, I do not.
That's my whole point. Just because you have an accolade, that doesn't mean that you're going to be considered a great superstar.
No, but it's financial gains that come with having that record, bro.
What is it?
That's what you don't understand.
That's down the
Right,
road.
he understand it. He not trying to understand that.
No, it's that, but that's not an NFL accolade. That's not an NFL money.
Right,
the NFL's not paying him to be that.
Yeah, that's
He's
down
not
the road.
getting
He get incentives for rushing yards.
Listen, he already beat his incentives for rushing yards.
Right.
There's no running back that has incentives say if you get the most out of 1 year, you get this money. That's not how that works.
Right.
He has his incentives from the NFL already. He has his incentives from Philly already.
You don't know if it's an incentive in his contract that if he broke the all-time single season rushing record, he get a bonus. You don't know.
I do know that because they was talking about it on ESPN. They was talking about it. I do know that.
You don't know. It's all kinds of incentives. Like in wide receivers, if you go over this, you get this. If you go over that, you get that. If you go over this, you get that.
I do know because they were talking about it. The reason that the Philly doesn't need to put him in because there is no incentive for him to do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I did my Google research. There's no incentive.
He would play. If he got $1 million for getting that record, he would play.
Just like your boy Corey from the Raiders. I mean from the Ravens. He had only get to do one sack to get his bonus. And he got his sack to get his bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. They talked about that. If Saquon had an incentive to get that record, they will be talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because then that means Philly is not letting him fulfill his contract.
Yeah. All right. I want to talk about all right. So we could agree to disagree. I think he should have went for it. But look, and I'm glad Clayton brought up the point where he said about rushing attempts, right? Because I was like, nah, man, you can't go at you 18. You playing 18 games, but the rushing attempts mattered. So I thought that was a good point that Clayton brought up, right? So, but let's talk about Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, man, because like. Cincinnati is on an uprise, and Pittsburgh, like what they lose, like this is their fourth straight loss.
Yeah, this is their fourth straight.
And so Pittsburgh is backing in, and Cincinnati is trying to creep in. So what y'all think about that situation going on with Pittsburgh, Cincinnati?
I know the Steelers, man. Even I think at this time, I think they would face Houston. They would have to go down to Houston and play them. They would play the 6th seed. No, help me out then, Clayton. What was
Only if the Chargers lose. If the Chargers win, they got to play Baltimore.
Yeah, they got to come up to Baltimore.
So Baltimore would be the what seed?
Baltimore is the 3 seed. They got that locked.
They locked in at 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because that means the Steelers would have to be 5. The Steelers
they will be 5 if the Chargers lose. If the Chargers lose. They would drop down because I forget what the scenario is, but this is the scenario. If the Chargers win, Whichcomb is number 5.
So the Chargers will still be behind the Steelers even if they won?
No, if the Chargers win, the Chargers play Baltimore in Baltimore. If the Chargers lose, the Chargers goes down to play Texas, and the Steelers will play Baltimore.
So that means if the Chargers lose, they'll fall to 6th.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but how do y'all think? Like Pittsburgh looks right now? Just
not good.
They look like shit
last year. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
They look like shit. Russell Wilson is showing his age. That's it. Russell Wilson is showing his age.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be a time when it hit. But I'm a Steelers fan, so I was just hoping it wouldn't hit. You know what I'm saying? This early, you know what I'm saying? I thought it would be a time.
He hit like game 9 or 10.
So let me ask you a question.
He 35, I think. Yeah, 35 or something. Yeah.
As a Pittsburgh fan, once they lost those 2 in a row, do you think they should have made a switch?
You know what? That's an interesting point, man, because I was talking to a friend of mine. He also a Steelers fan, man. And he'd been saying that they should have went back. Like you say, 2 days when they lost the 2 in a row, he was thinking then that they should have went back to Justin Fields. You understand?
That's what I was saying. I ain't understand that.
Yeah, right. He said that.
No,
But, you know
I don't think they should have went back to Fields because they etched it in stone. Once they put you know what I mean? Like once they put Wilson in there, right, and they took Fields out, it kind of was etched in stone. Number one, when they bought Wilson to the Steelers, they was like, you know, they was more so committed to him, and it was more so a situation with Fields like they was going to have him like in training, like in backup, right?
That's true.
When Fields did get off to a good start because they was hurt, and then they went to Russell, that just showed that they was more so committed to Russell than they was. And so as soon as Russell fall off, and they say, well, that made them look like they was wishy-washy, like we really wasn't committed to Russell. So they was they sealed their fate once they brought Russell in and put Field, and you know, they gotta let it play out. They have to let that play out.
Fields played bad, but didn't Fields win his first 2 games?
Yeah, he did.
Fields
played bad.
Yeah, I said didn't Fields win? I mean, Fields won games.
Yeah. And so, all right. So let me so Panama Queen said that Fields wouldn't have gotten the Steelers this far, and I tend to agree with her. You know what I mean? That I don't think that Fields would have gotten them this far.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why they had to really, because it was some throws that Fields couldn't make that Russell wasn't able to make.
So we're saying that Fields would have lost those 4 games worse.
No, I think
they would have to the point where them 4 games would have been relevant.
Right, but I'm saying we should have replaced them after the 2 losses.
Right.
After they lost those 2 in a row, that's when I think they should have replaced them.
That's what I agree with.
Here's the challenge with Fields.
Lesser talent, though.
They didn't think Pittsburgh could continue the year only scoring 17 points and stuff like that. Russell gave them a better chance to put points on the board, and that proved to be true.
Right.
So that was the whole thing.
Well, they just lost 4 games in a row.
Yeah, I know, but Pickens was hurt. He was out. It was stuff happening on offense.
What Clayton? That's the main thing. They want to keep Pickens engaged, and
that too. Yep.
And Fields wasn't throwing him the ball. So if they Russ, throw him the ball so he can stay engaged. You don't want him. You need to check out. Yeah. So
let me ask you about this dude, the Pickens dude, though. Do you think Pittsburgh are they going to move away from him?
I think they are.
Yeah.
I think they are. He too wishy-washy, man, prima donna, man, me first guy. I don't like that.
And this draft is deep with wide receivers. This draft is deep with wide receivers.
You know, Phil was always good with finding receivers. Whether
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Phil was good to find receivers, I didn't know the draft was deep, but man,
draft is deep.
They gonna move off him. I think they are.
Yeah.
I didn't like his overreaction to Russell Wilson. All Russell said was, we wasn't on the same page, and when the reporters asked him about that, I didn't like his energy.
Yeah, man, he a funny style type dude, man.
Yeah, I didn't think Russell said anything too bad or too harmful, in my opinion.
That's because he didn't, man. But
his energy is always off, though. Like you said, he's a me first kind of ball player.
Well, see, that's those new wide receivers, man. Those new wide receivers, if they don't get the ball, touch the ball at least 8 times, 9 times of the game, they go prima donna on you.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
At least they want them targets again.
It's crazy, man. Because we got the same problem at Dallas. CeeDee Lamb is a great talent and everything, but if he don't see the ball that much, he's just talking a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy the way these prima donna wide receivers are acting right now, considering they are the main focus of offenses.
They haven't done nothing though. They haven't done nothing in the league this far, man. They have an attitude like that. You know what I'm saying?
So look, let me say this, right? Because I think Panama Queen make a good point, and I wanted to talk about this. The dude Pickens give up on routes too, right? And so part of like if you're a defender and you could see his posture, like when he get the ball, when the player's coming to him, his posture is different when he going, you know what I mean? Because he know he get ready to get the ball. And so if you see a difference in his posture, then that's like a tell. Like, so you can kind of like, if you can kind of play him accordingly, because you know when he gonna get the ball and you know when he not gonna get the ball. If he not gonna get the ball, he not gonna run his route.
Yeah, he won't even sell it. He won't even sell it. Yeah, he won't even sell it.
He's not selling it at all. And so you got you know, you got defensive coordinators and you got safeties and everybody just looking at him, cornerbacks looking to see, you know.
And they
if he don't run that route,
if he don't blast off the line, they know the ball ain't coming his way.
Right.
Yeah.
And so some of these young wide receivers don't realize that, you know what I mean? Like they have to sell that play. They got to sell on every route, really. You got to go, you know what I mean? That's the thing.
I'm gonna tell you what plays a part in that. Now, y'all tell me if y'all agree. I think what plays a part in that lately, the wide receivers been the focal point of the offense, more so than the running back, more so than the tight end, things like that. The wide receivers been getting these big contracts. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So you got guys coming in there knowing, well, I'm gonna get paid. If not here, somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? If not here, somewhere else, I can almost like pout my way out of town. You know what I'm saying? And get to where I think a situation would be better, where I think I would be a focal point of the offense. You know, Steelers still run heavy. They still run heavy. Even with Russ back there pulling the trigger, the Steelers still a run heavy offense type, you know what I mean, style team. So he might not think, like you said, if he only getting targeted, like man said, if he only getting targeted 4 or 5 times a game, he got a problem with it. You know what I mean? I think that's a part in it, man.
And you're right. And that's why I think right now the most important position on offense right now is that tight end position. I think that tight end position is going to elevate to be astronomical because the tight end, they make catches over the middle and they block, man. They seriously block for runners and stuff. So the good ones do. Yeah. And I mean, look, I mean, the Ravens was a prime example. They got 2 tight ends and they can trade Likely to anybody and get an easier second round pick for Likely. You know what I'm saying? Because Likely is fast, he can block, he can run good routes, and he's an all-around great player. So if you have Likely on one side and you have just an okay receiver like Bateman, he's an okay receiver. He hasn't had the greatest career, but he's an okay receiver. Likely makes Bateman look better. You know what I'm saying? Because not only you have a fast tight end, you got to cover Bateman too. So that's what I think that I think he understands that his position, he's not as valuable as he thought he was.
Well, let me ask you this then, man. Let me ask all of y'all. Do y'all think that because of what Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry done, that like the running back position is making a resurgence?
Yep.
Right. I agree with that.
And let's not forget your boy over in San Francisco, even though he's hurt every year. He had a hell of a year last year.
Look at my man that came from the Raiders. He with Green Bay this year. What's his name?
Yeah.
Jacob.
Oh, yeah.
Jacob, yep.
Right, he's doing this thing, man. And I really do think that this might be a resurgence of the running back position. That's a good question, Mike. And I think that will happen. I think that will happen.
I mean, because personally, I always thought that the running back position was underrated anyway. But like these last couple years, you know, I just think that the running back position is making a resurgence because it's you can't really win consistently with
if you don't run the ball. We can throw things and substitute that for rushes, man, but it's still not the same.
And I also think too, it's gonna take offenses back the way they used to be, whereas though the spread offense is gonna go away. You know what I'm saying? So you can take an average quarterback because look what Detroit is doing and Minnesota's doing with Sam Darnold. You can take an average quarterback, surround him with great pieces, and make him become great. Instead of getting a great quarterback and telling him that you are great, now make everybody else great.
All right,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna ask y'all. I got a question for all of y'all. If you are Minnesota, do you give Sam Bradford a contract, or you bring him back under a franchise tag?
You mean Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Well, he's only 1 year, isn't he?
Yeah, but I'm just saying he out after this year. He a free agent.
So they can't franchise. They can't franchise him.
Why not?
Because he only has a 1 year contract.
Oh, and you can't franchise a 1 year.
No, he only has a 1 year.
He was there last year, wasn't he?
No, I thought
Minnesota last year.
No, I thought this was his first year there.
Yeah, I thought they had Kirk Cousins last year.
Yeah, I think it was Kirk Cousins.
Was he backing him up? Was he backing him up?
Well, put it this way, if they can franchise him, I would.
Right.
Definitely. But the problem with franchising him is that you're going to pay him about $60 million.
No, I think they say the franchise say like 45.
He ain't worth no 45.
Right. I think
it's that cheap. I think it's a little more than that.
Because
franchise him and show me again. You feel what I'm saying? You only in on 1 year. If you franchise me, like you got to show me again before I give you a contract. Instead of giving him a contract for $40 million a year for 3 or 4 years. You feel what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it. That's how I'm looking at it.
Right. I mean, trust me, whatever he gets, he's going to deserve. If he gets it from Minnesota or anybody else, he deserves it because he's playing good ball. Especially coming from the Jets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's playing good ball. The problem with Minnesota is going to be is you drafted the number 1 quarterback last year.
Right.
Okay. Do you sit him? Do you sit him again? And because if Sam Donald's play the same way he does again, then that means you got to pay him again. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you franchise him.
But you can give him a contract after that. You can give him a contract after that. You know what I'm saying? Because he showed you 2 years that, all right, he's worth it. You know what I mean? He's in position. He's a good quarterback. Then you can go and give him a contract. You know what I'm saying? And instead of trying to give it, and like you say, then you're going to have to trade J.J. McCarthy.
Right, and that's the question. That's the question they were talking about with Minnesota. Because remember, they only ride him on that 5-year rookie deal. And now you already eliminated one of his years. Now, do you eliminate another year on a 5-year rookie deal? Especially when, and that's what they're trying to say. Do you trade this guy? What do you do?
If you believe in Sam Donald, if Sam Donald give you another year like this year, I trade J.J. McCarthy. You know what I'm saying? I trade him.
I would too. Especially with all those teams out there that need quarterbacks. I
need quarterbacks,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think Miami need to make a decision at quarterback, to be honest.
Yeah, I got you. I agree with you, Clayton.
And you know what, man? You know, I be trying to, you know what I mean? Like, no, he gonna be okay. He gonna be all right, man. But he's just a walking injury, man. He's just a walk. And they gave him all that bread. He gave all that bread, man. And
as another, disappointing situation with the Dolphins. You got Tua that's a great quarterback, but he can't stay on the field. Now you have Tyreek Hill, his morale is going down. You have 3 of the fastest wide receivers in football right now, and you can't get them the ball. The Dolphins have to do something. They got to find a backup plan because taking the Ravens practice quarterback is not going to get you no respect.
Tua not in there, that whole team look different.
Right, and look what happened. They lost 4 games.
They whole team just look way different, man. When he's not under center, man, it just look way different, man.
I mean, look, they went and got the Ravens practice quarterback.
What you think, Clayton? What you think?
As far as what, Miami?
Yeah.
No, I just think it's time for them to get somebody. Tua, his situation, he can't stay on. Dog, the last time he got hurt this year, he didn't even get hit hard, bro.
Yeah, he didn't.
He didn't even get hit hard.
And
he was still spazzing. So
So let me ask y'all this question then.
Yeah.
What do you think Atlanta should do with Kirk Cousins?
Out of there.
It's time to go. That kid, it's time for that kid to play.
That's right, man. Get him out.
It's time for him to play. Yeah.
I mean, they paid Kirk Cousins all that goddamn money. Now he's gone. Now they're gonna get rid of him.
Denver did with Russell Wilson. They still gonna be on the hook for the money, but you know what I'm saying? He's gonna, they still gonna be on the hook. Yeah, he gotta go, man. I'm playing that boy Penix, man. I'm playing him, man.
Hey, so look, now
go
ahead, Clayton.
No, I was saying Jim Wright. He was in San Francisco last year. Sam Donald, he was. Yeah.
So now that you got this, let me ask you guys a question. What do you think about the guy in Washington? We already know he's rookie of the year. We already know that.
You talking about Daniels, the quarterback? I like it.
I like that. Kid.
Is he the truth?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Corey, I'm going to ask you this question. Is he the next Lamar?
No.
Is he the next Lamar? Come on. Is he the next Lamar?
No.
Yeah, I would say he has similarities.
No.
Because
he in that mold. No. You know what I'm saying? He in that mold, but he ain't the next Lamar though.
He has similarities.
I can say he turned around the franchise now.
He did.
Yeah,
he did the same thing Lamar did now. Come on now.
I said this last week.
I said similarities.
I said this last week. Jayden Daniels to me is a mix between Jalen Hurts, he's faster than him, quicker.
Right.
And Joe Burrow. He's a mix of those two. I don't think Lamar, even though Lamar makes some exceptional plays and he hold the ball, run around so his receivers get open, he completes stuff down the field. He's an exceptional playmaker. But this boy, Jayden, he can be deadly standing in that pocket, taking a hit. He reading defense as well. He getting rid of the ball quick.
So you
think he a combination.
You compare him to the dude up in Buffalo as far as his arm?
No. Ain't nobody got no arm like Josh Allen. Like
no. I'm just saying because I was thinking Hurts thing was like the athleticism. So when you
and I said Joe Burrow.
Right. But is it his throwing or it was his athleticism as well?
No. Joe Burrow ain't athletic. It's the way Joe throw from the pocket, read the defenses, quick release.
I'm thinking about Josh Allen.
He's got a mix. To me, he's got a mixture of those two kids.
And see, for me, I think he is the Lamar in the beginning. Because remember, in Lamar in the beginning, he was not a thrower. Okay, Lamar couldn't read defenses for shit, but his athleticism took him to where he needed to go. And this kid reminds me of Herbert over in the Chargers. He has the arm strength and he can run, and he's a student of the game.
Yeah,
that's why I think at this point he's actually a little bit better than Lamar was when Lamar first came in. Because Lamar was just a per athlete. He's a per athlete.
On this man, but that cat out in San Diego, I think he overrated a little bit.
Oh yeah,
I do. I think he overrated a little bit, man. You know, they got all them records. You know, like first 4 years in or first 5 years. I don't know how many years he's been in the league, but he got like the record for yards or something like that, or completion percentage, like your first quarterback in their first 4 or 5 years. But it really ain't transferred.
Manifest, right?
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It could be coaching, and you know what I mean. We're gonna see because they got Harbaugh up there now.
Harbaugh say he's never been around a quarterback that throw like this kid and play. You know, a lot of stuff show up on film that we can't see, but Harbaugh praises this kid.
And he don't let them throw it a lot either. They run a lot.
That's good coaching, though. You know,
that's how he coaches. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's how everybody, because Lamar doesn't run a lot either. I mean, Lamar
he
runs
don't throw a lot.
He does it when he has to. He doesn't, you know. Lamar learned to be a quarterback, which is great for him. That's why I love Lamar. He learned to be a throwing quarterback instead of being just a running quarterback. So,
but they doing a great job with Lamar. They're keeping his pass attempts down. Right. That's what's making it work, and then his fact that he can make plays. So he run around, and then plays open up. And now, because listen. In the league right now, the Ravens wide receivers average the most yards of separation than anybody else. So Lamar ain't throwing in tight windows, and that's due to him because he's a playmaker. So he's running around, play breakdown, guy wide open, then he throw it. So that's a credit.
And let's remember Lamar.
That's a good point.
That touchdown Lamar threw yesterday when he just threw the ball and then he turned around and put his fist up in the air. That just signified what Clayton was talking about because he was wide open.
That was a route run right there. He ran that route perfectly, and the defense didn't even see him. Hey, Mike, you could have thrown that touchdown pass.
Yeah,
everybody could. He was wide open.
The game tonight, gentlemen. Don't miss that game tonight, man. If y'all ain't doing them, tune into that Detroit. One seed. That's for
the Vikings and the Lions.
Yeah.
That bye. Yeah, that's for that bye and that 1 seed in the NFC.
The Vikings
I'm ready for the playoffs. I don't care who got what
favorite?
seed. I just want to see the playoffs at this point.
Is the Vikings favorite?
Because I'm not sure what the game is. I'm not sure what the game is.
Detroit. It's in Detroit, but remember, Detroit got a lot of their key defensive players hurt.
Yeah,
they've been hurt that for a while. They've been hurt.
Let me ask y'all this, right? Before we go into talking about the NBA, what do y'all think about Panama Queen wants to know what y'all think about the the problem with CJ Stroud.
I don't think it's no problem.
Let Clayton go first. Let Clayton go.
I shouted you out last week, Tom. You wasn't on here. Yeah. But I shouted you out. I said I had to surrender a little bit. He might be going through that sophomore slump a little bit.
And I think they got film on him, and they just know how to attack him. That's all. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
all it is. Yeah. That's a learning curve. It's a learning curve.
But I will say this. He's solid, though, because even with this, his numbers are still solid, right? So this is good for him. Because I think next year he comes back and he's a lot more, you know what I mean? He's going through something right now. And I think it's good for
Learning
him.
curve.
And let me say this.
Mixing down there, playing well. I think he made the Pro Bowl. Mixing down there, he helps them.
Yeah, but I think he missed a lot of games this year, though. You know, so.
Injuries affected him.
Yep.
Because remember, they lost Tay Diggs. Not Tay Diggs. They lost Diggs the first game of the year.
Yeah.
So the sophomore curse is definitely there for him.
Yeah,
because like y'all said, because of film and everything. But I think his progression is going well for him. You know what I'm saying? He's learning to read defenses a lot better now with a lot less talent. So once you get that boy some more talent down there, and you get him a running back down there that's going to be able to run with him, they're gonna be great. They're gonna have no problems.
I think he got a talented roster though. I think he got a pretty talented roster already.
When they're healthy, right? When they're healthy,
they got injuries.
Yeah, right. When they're healthy, right?
No, it was injuries. Yeah,
yeah.
So
all right. So what Jim says that Detroit -3, but take the over. It's going to be a boat race. That's what Jim from up north said.
Detroit can outscore you.
Huh?
Yeah.
Detroit has to outscore you because they can't. You know what I mean?
They can't stop nobody right now.
It's like buckle up, man. We going. You know what I mean? We going. Yeah. It's Pimlico. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got to buckle up.
Yeah.
All right. So look, before we get out of here, recently they just said that LeBron James just broke one of Michael Jordan's record, right? I think for the
30+ games,
30-point games that he, 30 points a game that he had, right?
What was the record?
It was 560, and LeBron now has 561 or something like that.
Okay.
560 games, scoring over 30.
Over 30 points.
Over 30 points. And
but
LeBron now has like 561.
It took him like 400 more games to catch that.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point right there.
So it took him.
That's a pass first guy, though. That's a pass first guy, though.
Huh?
Man.
Well, pass first guy.
Bruh, he get enough shot attempts and everything else. He's been playing 20-some years. Come on, man.
But that's why he passed him. Because he played 20-some years. He had passed first guy. He wouldn't have passed him 15 years. You know what I'm saying? He would never do that.
What about his, all right, so if he a pass first guy, like, dude, his assist, is his assist like where is he leading in assist then?
Yeah. Is he chasing down John Stockton? Who got the record?
He the number one assist as far as forwards. Because he got over 10,000 assists. So he number one as far as forwards by far. The only one up there with him is point guards. The only one up there, you know what I'm saying? I think he like number 6, number 5 all time in that.
Yeah. But like I said, it took him an extra 400 and something games to catch Mike in that. And
I don't even know why that's even a talking point.
I think the longer he play, I just like the fact that he got to play so long just to catch all these records. I just think that the longer LeBron play, I think it just goes to the point that how efficient Mike was.
So, I'm gonna say so right now, John Stockton has the most assists in one NBA season. Okay, John Stockton has the most, but Chris Paul has the most assists. Period.
Career.
Career. Chris Paul, huh?
That's not true.
That's what it says.
No, John Stockton got 15,000 assists total.
15,000. Yeah, he has the most of it, but it says. I'm sorry. For the most, still playing. My bad, still playing. Chris Paul has the most still playing.
He got the most active.
Active. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations, LeBron. I don't know what else to say about that.
It only took him an extra 400.
I don't even know why that's even a talking point, though. I mean,
I know, not that.
That's not even nothing to talk about.
I think anything
if
you play long enough, that's my point. Is eventually, if you play long enough, you'll get all the records.
Right? Yeah. Anything they can compare the two. Anytime LeBron takes,
man, that's all it is. You know what I mean? Compare the two. Vince Carter played 20 years. He ain't never catch Mike.
Yeah.
This ain't catch a whole lot of
Yeah. And look, I'm gonna bring this up real quick. It's still in the NBA. But this guy, I can't think his name right now. But he said, I tend to agree, but you know how I am. He said Tracy McGrady is overrated and he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Me, I agree.
Yeah.
What y'all think?
Give me a reason why you agree.
I agree.
I don't.
Yeah, of course not. And I was hoping you would. Yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't. First of all, Tracy McGrady, all style, no substance. He had maybe like a 3-4 year run. You know what I'm saying? That time in the East, you had Iverson getting his team to the finals. You had Tracy McGrady not even getting out of the first round. So he wasn't a winner, first and foremost. It wasn't somebody, he wasn't a leader. Even when he was scoring all them points in Orlando and Houston, I think.
Toronto,
that was early. You know what I'm saying? Toronto, that was early. But it still didn't equate to wins. It still didn't equate to long runs in the playoffs. And you had somebody like an Iverson who was smaller, you know what I'm saying, less efficient, if you will, because I think Tracy McGrady could get any shot he wanted. Less efficient than Tracy McGrady. He was able to lead a team. You got that Milwaukee team that he lost to when he was in Orlando, when Doc Rivers, that was with Big Dog and Sam and them. He lost to them after being up 3-1 on them, and he lost to them. Everybody want to talk about McGrady, and he's on this same level as a Kobe, or that's just
no, I wouldn't say on the same level as Kobe, but he's definitely a Hall of Famer. Him losing the team
now, everybody now. So based on that,
still, he was a monster. Them losing, don't fall on him. Like one guy, he's one guy. If these other teams had better teams, you know, he in the era of a Kobe and a Shaq and them and a AI and all that. Like I can't say because they lost games, he ain't a Hall of Famer. That's crazy to me.
So let me ask you,
this dude had seasons with the Magic. Like, let me see, he had 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons where he averaged damn near 30, almost 7, 8 rebounds, 6 or 7. I mean, this guy was all around.
So let me ask you a question. So let me ask you a question. Is it too easy to get into the NBA Hall of Fame now?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if the criteria changed. I think it's always been what it is.
Yeah.
It's always been what it is.
I'm just saying because, like you said, I don't agree that Tracy McGrady is an all-star. I mean, I don't agree that he's a Hall of Famer. He was a great player. Okay, and if you have, you know, you got 4 stats, like you said, he got 30 points plus a year, but you know, he's a good player and everything. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. And that's what my problem I have with the NBA right now is they're so in particular about saying, okay, Hall of Famers. But are they really looking at Hall of Fame caliber careers?
No. I bet you Zion getting the Hall of Fame. I bet you Zion getting the Hall of Fame.
So let me ask you, if you scored 30 points a game for your whole career, are you a Hall of Famer but you did nothing with it? Are you a Hall of Famer in your eyes?
If what?
If you scored 30 points a game in your career, your average was 30 points a game in your career.
Yeah.
But you went nowhere. Are you a Hall of Famer?
If I'm not on a good team, I ain't gonna go nowhere.
But see, that's I'm saying. But let's put it this way: you, as a Hall of Fame player, you start the team to be a good team. You know what I'm saying? You start the team. When Michael Jordan went to the Bulls was shit. He got to the Bulls, changed the attitude. You know what I'm saying? Kobe went to the Lakers when the Lakers was shit. And I don't care what you say about Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones was shit. Okay? He was shit. Kobe got over there, his work ethics and everything, then they became a good player. Dwayne Wade, he went to Miami, they became a good team. What I'm saying is, are we saying that he should be in there, Clayton? Are you saying he should be in there because he's had 30 points a game?
I think he's all of fame.
Let's not talk about Tracy McGrady. Let's just talk about anybody. If anybody scores 30 points a game on that average, should that put them in the Hall of Fame?
Well, what about Chris Webber? You know what I mean? Should Chris Webber be in there then?
I think Chris is a Hall of Fame.
I don't think Chris should be in there Hall of Fame either.
Me either.
So all right. So according to y'all, then the criteria should be like they should be like they should be able to at least get to the championship to be in the Hall of Fame.
You should be able to affect change when it matters most. If you're a Hall of Fame player, you should be able to affect change, get your team over the hump. If you're one of the best that ever played the game, yes.
Yeah. And prime example for me is Karl Malone and John Stockton. They never won a championship. And then they only went to 3 championships? I mean, conference finals, 3 of them?
They went to 2 championships.
Okay, so they went to 2 championships in their whole career, 2. But I consider them a Hall of Famers.
Right.
So let me ask y'all something. So if you take Tracy McGrady off the Orlando Magic, are they going to the playoffs?
No.
Same thing with Chris Webber and that team that he played in
Sacramento.
He's affecting change. He's affecting the team.
Yeah, but then are we just limited because they went to the playoffs? It makes them a Hall of Famer because they went to the playoffs? Because
not because they went to the playoffs. It's his game. It's like what he did production wise, and he took a team that don't really have had a great lineup full of Hall of Fame and stuff, and they competed. Went to the playoffs and they was competitive. They was a hard out, stuff like that.
Because right now, the way we speak it, Embiid should be in the Hall of Fame.
He going. Don't worry about
that. And that's my point.
He's going to be in there.
That's my whole point.
Yeah, you can't win MVPs and don't get in there in the NBA.
So let me ask y'all this then, because do it matter who kept them? Like when you look at Chris Webber and they going up against those Lakers great teams and stuff like that, do it matter that Chris Webber and they went up against Kobe and Shaq? Do that matter?
It does. You know what I mean? It does.
Yeah, and then with Tracy McGrady, he was playing he played against some tough competition. Again, Kobe and Shaq back then, and then you had some good teams, the Spurs and all those guys.
Yeah.
But everybody had that though.
Yeah,
everybody was doing it. Everybody was doing it.
Oh yeah,
so if that's the point, then everybody should be in the Hall of Fame.
Everybody ain't averaging 30. Everybody ain't playing the game like he playing it.
But he only averaged. How many times did he average 30 points a career? 4 times in his career?
Right. I think his career stats was probably over 25 a game.
How long was his career?
I don't know how many years he played. I don't know how many years he played. Maybe 10.
Look. Let's ask the question: does Vince Carter deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Because he only went to one finals, right?
Think Vince Carter belong in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. When he was the man, they went to an Eastern Conference Finals against Philly.
Okay.
I think that was the Eastern Conference Finals. It might have been a semifinal, but I think it is the finals. Maybe it was Milwaukee in the finals.
Tracy McGrady played 15 seasons.
What was his average?
Let me look.
His career average?
Yeah, his career average.
Yeah, I just think that that's a tough call. I think for guys because then they almost like second tier type players because of the competition that they went up against. They went up against great teams, and that's why they, you know what I mean. They were individual players who went up against great teams.
And see, that's
his career scoring average was 19.6 points a game. And he also averaged 5 rebounds and 4 assists.
I thought it was over 20. I thought it was.
So he right at 20 for his career.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't.
Scottie Pippen in the Hall of Fame. He averaged nothing but about same amount of points per game, 18, 17.
But Scottie Pippen got 6 rings though. Yeah, Scottie Pippen got 6 rings.
But I'm just saying though, he look at the team they had. Come on, man.
Yeah. That's a different player.
Listen. I understand.
You comparing Tracy McGrady, who's known just for scoring, against Scottie, and then say Scottie don't average as much. Scottie wasn't a scorer. Scottie was a defender. Scottie was a playmaker. Scottie wasn't no scorer. He wasn't even a primary scorer. And
Tracy McGrady wasn't just a scorer. He rebounded, he assists, he played defense, he got steals. To me, Tracy McGrady was all around.
I bet you could trade him and Scottie. I bet you Mike wouldn't have 6 championships.
I don't know about that, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't.
I don't know about that, bro.
That's a tough one. That's
I
tough.
don't know about that.
It's hard to say.
I don't know about that. People think Mike needed Scotty to win a title. Mike just needed somebody that had some heart and was going to contribute, score, play D, stuff like that. Tracy McGrady could have swapped out, and Mike would have brought the best out of that boy.
I don't think that was his mindset. I don't even think Tracy McGrady.
He wasn't going to play alongside. He wasn't going to play alongside Mike and not give it up.
I just don't think
I don't think so.
Was sacrificed. That didn't.
Why do you say McGrady ain't a person to sacrifice? Like what? Why do you have this negative stigma in terms of McGrady's mindset?
No, it ain't necessarily negative. It's just that when you see him play, and he's supposed to be the baddest man, he baddest of the bad, and you can't win, you can't get your team over the hump. And the most important moments, I ain't talking about coming in as a number 7 seed in the East. I ain't talking about coming in as an 8th seed in the East. I'm talking about when you're in the playoffs and you got a chance. You up 3-1 against Sam and them. He was up 3-1. He the man on that team. He take all responsibility, just like he would have got all the credit had they won.
So you telling me he was up 3-1 and it came down to a one moment and McGrady failed?
No.
Let me say this. Can I say this real quick? Because I just looked it up. Tracy McGrady, when he was in the league and they played Chicago, Scottie Pippen guarded him. Tracy McGrady was only averaging 12 points a game.
Okay.
Against Scottie Pippen.
Okay. I ain't saying
what
he did against Scottie. I was just saying if they swap places,
let me say this though. Let me say this though. Scottie Pippen was only averaging 9 points a game against him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
how many times Scottie averaged 30?
He never averaged 30.
Yeah, I say.
How many times Scottie averaged 30?
He never averaged 30.
I don't think Scottie has ever averaged 30.
That's my point. You compare with somebody that's a primary scorer, to somebody who's a primary defender, pretty much. That's a facilitator.
Yeah, he never averaged. I don't even need to look that up. But look, what about Joe Johnson then? You know what I mean? Like Joe Johnson was
tough. Put him in. If Tracy McGrady in there, put him in.
Yeah.
So that's like can I put Glenn Robinson in there too?
Put him in too.
I will put Glenn in there, yo.
Put him in.
Let me ask you a question. What do y'all consider a lot of game-winning shots? Like you have a lot in your career. What would be a lot?
I don't know. People got different definitions of what a game winner is. You know what I'm saying?
Game-winning shot. You hit the game-winning shot for winning game.
Hey, well, hold on. I can't answer who.
Yes,
I can't answer who has game-winning shots. I can answer who doesn't take game-winning shots, and that's LeBron.
No, I'm saying, what would y'all consider a lot, like for a career? 5, 10, 20, like what?
I say like in between, like probably like about 10, 12.
That's a good number, about 10.
About 10 to 12 over the course of a career.
So buzzer beater, that's different. I mean, it's semantics, but game winner could be different than buzzer beater. Yeah. I can hit the game winning shot, and then the other team still got a possession, and they don't score.
Mm-hmm.
But then my shot still determines the game. You feel what I'm saying? So buzzer beater.
They ain't breaking it down like that. They saying game winning shots, and all I know, Tracy McGrady got 9 of them bitches. 9.
That in itself, you're saying that in itself should solidify his place.
No, I'm just saying that this whole thing about the game come down to moments and he failed his team and all that. I'm just saying the guy got 9 game-winning shots to his resume.
But let me ask you a question though.
Yeah.
And we're talking, performance value. Who are those 9 game-winning shots against? Are they against the Bulls? Are they against the Lakers? Are they against San Antonio?
It's against pressure. It's against pressure.
But then that's
in those moments, pressure is your opponent.
But then if that's the case, then everybody that takes a game-winning shot could be considered then, because the pressure is there.
Yeah, they said the total, and those guys, this how they ranked them. Gilbert Arenas 9, Reed 9. The one who has the most period is Michael Jordan. But I'm just saying.
So would you put Gilbert? Would you put Gilbert Arenas in the Hall of Fame?
No. I wasn't speaking of this to justify Tracy being in the Hall of Fame. I was speaking of this to say that he failed his team in certain moments. And I'm saying he also came through for his teams 9 times in game-winning situations. That's all I'm saying.
But he played 14 years.
Just about to say that. He played 15 years. You pick out 9 times.
But we all agreed to have like 10 of them in your career. It's a lot.
Yeah, I think that's a lot.
Yeah, 10, 12 is a lot.
I think that's a lot.
Hey, Clay, how many did Mike Jordan have?
I'm looking at it now. He had the most.
27.
Did he?
I don't know, but I know it was a lot. I know it was a lot.
104.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Many, man.
Yeah, that's almost. Yeah,
that's a whole season. A whole season. No,
I'm gonna tell you in a second.
Hey, I can tell you that LeBron is at the bottom of that list, though. LeBron gives away game-winning shots like it's water and shit.
And that's when I push back against that. That's not his strength. That's not his strength. He's not like a shoot first player. They had one guy saying when he first played against LeBron was in, I think he was in high school at the time. And he was like, man, LeBron played like a point guard. He really wasn't playing like, you know what I mean? Every time I get it, I'm going to score. Like a Jordan, like a Kobe, like a Tracy McGrady. He wasn't like an Iverson. He wasn't like that. Like every time I touch it, I'm scoring. You know what I'm saying? It was like he was always like trying to be a facilitator.
but look, but Magic was a facilitator. Right. Magic hit some game-winning shots too. Right. You know what I mean? Because what happens is if you are a facilitator, what they'll do is they will lay off you because they know that you have exactly mentality. So they're going to pay. Right. That's that was the whole thing about Muggsy Bogues when Muggsy was in the league. You know what I mean? Like Muggsy, and every play was about finding an open man. You know what I mean? So because
Muggsy was definitely not a good jump shot. Yeah. Muggsy did not have a good jumper. He was a facilitator.
Right. You was close. You said 27, Tom. Mike had 28.
Yeah.
Damn, hold on. I wasn't that far away.
What you say?
120.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Right. I know it was a lot.
Yeah, but no, that's right. I mean, everybody got their preference for the Hall of Fame, whatever. Me personally, I think Tracy McGrady was great. So, it's just my opinion.
No, it's good. It's good to have it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, that back and forth. That's what I missed.
Yeah.
That's what I missed the last 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know me and Mr. Clayton gonna get it in. You know what I'm saying?
I shouted you out though. I said, talk, man. I said, talk. If you watching, I gotta surrender. CJ going because the Ravens had him look like he was a dead headlights.
Man, and then a lot of things, man. Going back to football, gents. I don't mean regurgitate the subject, but in football, man, especially at the quarterback position, a lot of things got to go right for you to be successful, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got to have a decent offensive line. You got to have receivers, you know what I mean, where they're supposed to be so you can deliver the ball. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of things that go right, man. So, man. But I think CJ, man, is studded, man. He's studded.
Well, that's why the quarterback gets paid the most.
That's right.
He's going to be all right.
That's why he get paid the most.
He's still a young kid. He's going to be all right.
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
But yeah, man. My phone dying on us, fellas.
I know y'all. I wonder if y'all still got some battery power on them phones. Right?
No, going gone.
I want everybody
real quick, man.
Like
real quick, Mike. They say that girl Caitlin Clark was getting recruiting letters in the 7th fucking grade.
Yeah,
the 7th grade. Man. But her parents wouldn't let her see none of them. So they wanted her to just focus on being a kid. But that's it. I thought that was interesting.
Ain't she from Iowa? She from the Midwest.
Yeah, she from Iowa. Yeah. But I'm just saying they was recruiting her in the 7th grade, man. It's crazy.
Think it was Panama Queen that made a point. She said that Aaliyah Boston looked good. You know what I mean? Like they show her like I'm
Her
not sure.
workout.
Yeah, workouts
Yeah,
and I think she trimmed down too.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
we got to get some more WNBA talking there
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean? But this will be a 6-hour show.
Great. Yeah, you good. I just wanted I throw that out there because I thought that was crazy, man. And she didn't. Our parents didn't like that. They didn't like that. It's like it's crazy. Let them be a kid. So our mother and them was like, told her brother, get the mail, don't let us see it.
That didn't kept her
Focus
grounded.
on being a
It seemed
kid.
like, man, that didn't kept her real grounded, man. It seemed like.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Real grounded, man.
Yeah,
Right,
but
man.
anyway, all right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to stop you,
Appreciate
Mike, when you
everybody who
sign
tuned
off.
in. Panama Queen, Time, Jim from up north. Let me see. Get Some Jay. We appreciate you. Everybody, man, who contributed. What was the other guy who came in early on the show? He was early on the show. I can't even find him now. But yeah, man, we appreciate everybody. Make sure everybody like and subscribe. Be sure to tune in every Sunday at 11 a.m. Tom Clayton, I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Oh, and it's one other thing, Mike. It's the leading scorer for the women. It's a girl that go to Florida State. She leading everybody in scoring right now. I can't think of her name, but check her out when you get the chance.
Somebody sent me something on her.
Say that again.
You know what she averaging?
Yeah, like 28 a game.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
yeah. Also, Mo Palmer, we appreciate you, man, for participating in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what's up.
Check out. Yeah. All right, man.
Y'all have a good one, man.
All right, y'all. You too, bro. All
right, man. Y'all take it easy.
All right. Peace.
Yeah. All right, I just want to say again, thanks to everybody who participated and checked the show out. Be sure to tune in on Sundays at 11 a.m. for Sports Talk Sunday. And with that being said, we'll check y'all out next Sunday. Peace.